I found an eviction notice with my name on it for a building I'd never seen. My mom went live on Facebook and called me a thief to 40,000 people. And the man hired to remove me looked at me and said, "You're the one being robbed." Yeah, I always knew I was the extra kid. I just didn't have proof until the day a deputy taped that notice to my apartment door in St. Petersburg, 7 days to vacate. I hadn't missed rent once. I was an EMT on nights, exhausted but proud. I reread the paper until my vision blurred. It listed my full legal name as the owner of the building. Owner, not tenant. I called the number, shaking. A calm male voice answered. "Mateo Reyes, legal aid housing, who am I speaking to?" I said my name. He went quiet. He said, "PT tant sign any sind. Meet me twend me not evount her scoff. Wed, I tain wacost was albes. On the Gulf, Custer a Pandow Street into. I was told my parents were gone over. Aunt Tessa showed up from Florida with perfect hair and a church smile, and everyone called her a saint for taking me in. She already had a daughter, Skylar, 3 years younger, and our house had rules that were never written down, but always enforced. Sky ate first. Sky got the good shampoo. Sky got the framed photos. I got a dish towel and a reminder to be grateful. At my school events, the bleachers were empty and my phone would buzz. "Sorry, baby," running Sky to dance. But Sky's recitals had balloons and bouquets and a whole row of adults clapping like she invented sunlight. I wasn't jealous of Sky. I was starving to matter. At 18, I got into an EMT program and cried in the station bathroom from relief. Aunt Tessa didn't hug me. She smiled like I'd confirmed a plan. "Perfect," she said. "You'll be independent." She opened my first bank account, insisted on being there for paperwork, offered to manage my financial aid refunds so I wouldn't blow them. I didn't argue because I didn't know I was allowed to, so I left with a suitcase, a uniform, and that permanent lump in my throat. For a while it worked. I built routines, ran calls, learned how to keep my voice calm when someone else's world was ending. Then Evan slid into my life like a solution, charming, steady, proposing fast. I told myself it was fine, but the first crack came before the eviction notice. My credit report. I tried to switch phone carriers and the clerk frowned. "Ma'am, did you know you have 2 maxed out cards in collections?" I laughed because it sounded impossible. I didn't even have 2 credit cards, but my social security number did. I called Aunt Tessa, furious and scared. She answered, like she'd been waiting. "Oh, that," she said, breezy. "I did that for the family. Don't be dramatic." "Ah?" My hands shook. "You use my identity. I raised you," she snapped. "You think that was free? You're engaged. Evan's doing well. You'll pay it off." I told Evan everything, expecting him to burn the world down for me. His face tightened, not with anger, with calculation. "Let's not blow this up," he said softly. "We can handle it privately." Privately, like my life was a stain to hide. 2 days later, the eviction notice appeared. I drove to the address on the paper because I needed to see it. A faded yellow duplex with a crooked porch and a shiny "for sale" sign. Online county records showed my name on the deed, my name on a lien. I wasn't just being stolen from. I was being set up. Mateo met me with sleeves rolled up and eyes that didn't flinch. He read my paperwork like it was a crime scene. "Some man have forged you into a landlord," he said. "If tenants get hurt, taxes aren't paid. You take the fall." My stomach flipped. Who would do that? Mateo didn't blink. Who benefits? I knew, and it made me nauseous. Then my phone started exploding. I opened Facebook and saw Aunt Tessa live mascara perfect, voice trembling, like she was auditioning for sainthood. "My niece Ivy has turned on me," she sobbed. "After everything I sacrificed, she's trying to steal our family home." Pray for Sky. 40,000 people watched my reputation burn. The comments were knives. Mateo leaned in. "Good, let her talk." Good, I choked. She's destroying me? No, he said. She's leaving a trail. So I stopped begging and started collecting facts. I pulled every public record tied to my name, filed a fraud report, found bank transfers I couldn't explain. At the county clerk's office, I asked for copies, deed signatures, lien documents, notary logs. The signature wasn't mine. Too loopy. Too confident. I didn't cry. I took photos. Then twist one hit, a letter from the IRS. Unreported rental income for 3 years, starting when I was still in EMT school, sleeping on a thrift store couch. Mateo went still. She's been filing under your name. We move fast or they come after you. So I confronted Ivan, hoping he'd finally pick me. Instead, I found his email open on his laptop, listing strategy, duplex transfer. My stomach dropped. You knew. Evan sighed like I was inconvenient. Your aunt asked me to help restructure things. It's not personal. Not personal. My life wasn't personal. I handed him my ring. He looked annoyed, not heartbroken. And I realized he proposed because an EMT girlfriend looked good on him. Until my story got messy. I walked out shaking. Mateo was outside in his car like he'd felt the collapse coming. I didn't want comfort. I wanted war. Twist 2 came from Sky. She called at midnight, voice trembling. Ivy Mum made me sign something. She said it was wedding stuff, but it had your name. Sky whispered, she's pulling cash out. Hiding it, she says. If you don't cooperate, you'll go to jail. In that moment, everything sharpened. Sky wasn't my enemy. She was next. So I chose the brightest room possible. Sky's bridal shower was in a waterfront hall. White roses, glittery cupcakes, a giant backdrop that said forever begins. Aunt Tessa loved an audience. She spotted me and beamed into the mic. There she is, my niece. My pride. People clapped. People stared. Then she slid a folder into my hands. Just a little paperwork. Sign, sweetheart, and we can heal. Mateo stepped beside me, steady, respectful. Before she signs, he said calmly, we read it out loud. For transparency, Aunt Tessa's smile twitched. Excuse me? Sky stood up, shaking. Read it, Mom. Silence swallowed the room. Inside the folder, a quitclaim deed transferring my properties to Aunt Tessa. A form dumping tax responsibility on me. I looked at her and said, you want my signature? Sure, but first let's play what you said. I connected my phone to the speakers. Aunt Tessa's voice filled the hall, crisp and unmistakable. Don't act righteous, Ivy. That money was sitting there. I deserved it. You were just temporary. Temporary. Gasps rippled. Faces shifted. Sky's fiancé stared like he'd just met a stranger. Aunt Tessa lunged for the speaker, but she couldn't outrun her own words. She tried her last trick pointing, shrieking, calling me jealous. But the doors opened. 2 investigators walked in with a warrant guided by Mateo. No applause. No pity. Just consequences. Accounts froze. The county flagged the deeds. The IRS case shifted away from me toward the person who actually filed. Evan's license was reviewed for helping with fraudulent transfers. Sky didn't come begging in a dramatic scene. She came to my apartment with a plain envelope, an apology, and her signed statement to investigators. I don't know who I am without her. She won't find a. For the first time, I didn't feel like the extra kid. Masken. After the IRS me's cleared and the properties were placé, pest under my controlled, I stide, stole. I stubiti, I stage. Exhausted in a new way, relief, not fear. Mateo handed me coffee. You did this, he said. You saved yourself. My throat tightened. I'm not temporary. He looked at me like that truth was obvious. No, you're permanent. And for once, I believed it. I didn't lose a mother. I survived a thief, and I built a life nobody can forge me out of again.